An audience made up of adults, mostly adults. We are accommodating for everybody who's here tonight. So I'm quite sure there are many of us who feel a little more relaxed and more comfortable because we are aware of our surroundings. Again, everyone. So yes, I am Michelle Braffett. I've been an educator for about 33 years, 33, 34, yeah, around that. I started off in mainstream education and went into special education, where I've been the principal of the school for the deaf for more than 15 to 16 years or more. It's more than that by now, maybe 20, I'm not sure. Since the COVID-19, I have been on assignment at the Ministry of Education, where I am the Special Projects Officer, which involve also projects related to special education and other projects. So that's just a little about myself. I see Brother Ray here, so I need to mention the Paralympics. I'm also on the Paralympic Committee. He would not forgive me if I don't say that. Okay. Right, so I know I only have 5 minutes, but I needed to do that, Madam Chair, in terms of being inclusive. The Ministry of Education, I would want to focus on the mission of the Ministry of Education, which speaks to fostering a well-managed, inclusive, and values-based education system that provides quality education and promotes continuous learning. More or less, what this is saying is that whatever is being planned within the Ministry of Education, it is done cross-cutting, is that of inclusive practice. I would not go into, because we more or less heard from Mrs. Wom in terms of what is really inclusion. But I want to join with our human rights speaker in saying that education, it is a public good and it's a fundamental human right. And when it is that we are educated, you would find that it is more or less the basis for realizing other human rights. So education is indeed a public good. I want to talk about some of the things that are happening within the Ministry of Education in relation to inclusive practice, inclusive education. One of that is what we call the OECS Pearl Project. And this project is not just in terms of recovery from COVID, but it goes beyond. And it is a program for educational enhancement. It's a program that deals with relevant learning, and part of it has a lot to do with special education. A survey was done recently where we had students from TAMCC, we had education officers and so on going into the field in looking, in locating students children who might be at home and would need to get into school, students with that more or less have special needs. So we have been on that project for quite a while, and we continue in that field. So even here in your community, if you are aware of children who are at home and they have special needs and they're being kept at home, I ask of you to please contact the Ministry of Education Special Education Desk. And you can speak with Mrs. St. John, who is more or less leading in that department, and we will do what is necessary. So one of the projects I said is that of the Pearl Project, and it also deals a lot with strengthening human capacity in terms of training for our teachers, training for parents as well, is also involved as well in that project. So it's ongoing. So pretty soon, you will be hearing some of you parents through your PTA, where you will be invited to some training in relation to understanding more about your child's disability or special need. Also, we have another program, and that one is not a project, but it's a program of the Let's Read program, and that is within CARICOM. So the first one, the Pearl, is within the OECS, and CARICOM now, we have what is called the Let's Read program. And this one deals with learning, recovery, and enhancement. And I am the alternate coordinator for that particular Let's Read program. What are we doing? We are not only looking at inclusion, but we're also looking at the well-being of our teachers, the well-being of our to the community. So, for example, what is happening here will be done in other communities as well. We have leadership training for our principals. We also have an aspect that deals with capacity building for our teachers and training and so on. So that program is called the Let's Read program. We are also focused right now in our education sector plan on curriculum reform. So we're looking at what is delivered, and we are looking to make sure that our curriculum is more inclusive, it is gender balanced as well, even in terms of the material